In the show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, there is one episode that stands out among the rest for being something that I think is a really good representation of what the show is and what the gang is as a whole. I'm talking, of course, about the Season 7 episode, Chardee Macdennis, Game of Games. If you need a refresher on this episode, basically what happens is that they're in the bar and they're really bored. But then Dennis remembers their board game that they came up with years ago, Chardee Macdennis. The twins, Dee and Dennis, are very excited about this. Frank is confused because he's new to the gang and they haven't played since he got there. And Charlie and Mac are not excited to play it because they always lose. Dee and Dennis always win. They explain the rules to Frank. He sounds excited. He joins Mac and Charlie's team. More crazy things ensue during the game. It's not just your average everyday board game, and the status quo stays the same. They win. Charlie and Mac and Frank lose, and there's two pieces to get stepped on, and nothing in the status quo changes. In the beginning of the episode, you can see some background cast members in the back just sitting at the bar, but for the rest of the episode, there are no other characters besides Charlie, Mac, Dee, Dennis, and Frank. And I think this is a good representation of the show as a whole. There aren't a lot of cast members. I mean, we got side characters like Artemis and the waitress, but they don't show up a lot. And I think these 5 characters are the core of the show, even though I love the side characters. They're really funny. But this is also a bottle episode because they don't leave the bar for the entirety of its run. And I think it also shows how much of a cesspool the gang is. They don't really leave the bar ever. They travel sometimes, like, out of this city, and they'll go out in the city for a lot of episodes. But really, it's just them 5 in the bar doing insane stuff with the status quo never being changed. I think in any other show, they would have tried to change the status quo with Charlie, Mac, and Frank winning because Frank's a newcomer and they're the underdogs. But It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is not every other show. There is no character development other than Frank knowing about the gang now. There is really... You could take this episode out, and even though it's a great episode, nothing in the plot would really change, although you could really say that for most It's Always Sunny episodes, because there's not a lot of plot in all of them that is in an overarching sense. But looking back at the episode, a lot of the stuff they do in the rules of the game is insane. In level 2, you're not allowed to swear, and when Frank does swear, he's put in a dog crate, and the only way you can get out is eating the ingredients of a cake. And he does. And then, for another thing, they're drinking the whole time, which is, like, normal for them. They're all confirmed alcoholics in the show, which is very sad, but very realistic and accurate. For one game, they're throwing darts at Dennis' hand, and one lands him straight in the hand, and he bleeds, and he does nothing, so they win the game. Their trivia is opinion-based. Their rules are nonsensical. There is no one there that's telling them that they shouldn't be doing this, or that this is weird, or crazy, or stupid, and that there are other things they can do. Because that's what the show is in entirety. Sometimes outsider characters, there'll be some funny interaction where a normal person interacts with them, and they'll either walk away confused or with their life ruined. Because the gang cannot change, really. I mean, we've seen some change in Season 17, but that's a discussion for another video. So for the most part, the whole point of the show is that these people are just so stuck in their own little bubble that they have no real concept of what regular people are like and what it is like in the real world. They're doing all these insane things for fun that anyone else would probably consider torture. Also, I think there is something to be said about the fact that Frank is a newcomer here. Obviously, his not knowing the rules is obviously so there can be exposition where we're explaining the rules of the game. But I think it's really interesting where he's never played the game before, but he fits right in immediately. And I think that's how it fit with the show, where not only did the show become, say, consistent with its comedy and not stray too far from what it was originally, but it became a better show and more popular, and it's just amazing. And I think this episode is completely emblematic of what the show is as a whole. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, comment down below what you thought of it to boost it in the algorithm. And if there are any other topics that I talk about or that you're interested in that you think I should make a video on, let me know in the comments below. I really love It's Always Sunny, as you can tell, as my last 2 videos were about the show, and I'm definitely going to make more videos about them. But fair warning, next week might have a delayed video or not a video at all because I'm going to be very busy. But that's all for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.